Hello, welcome to Skye Sweaty Record Review, episode 116, the only first listen, new music review show hosted by a French professor immediately after getting out of the YMCA. My brother's visiting, so my house is filled with people, so I'm out here in front of my big willow, going to be reviewing a band. Well, reviewing a person's album. It's kind of an EP, and the guy's name is Taylor Skye. You might be able to guess why I decided to review this. Now, the name Skye is a great name. I've grown up with it and I love it. But musically, it's got kind of a spotty past. Anytime, it used to be if I saw my name, I would just buy it, just whenever. Which was a mess when I went to Scotland, because I'm named after an island in Scotland. And when okay, now there's like aggressive geese honking. The birds I can deal with, but the geese? Anyways, whenever I see the name Skye, I buy an album. So there was this like weird sort of like British techno, like house, trancey, Sade sounding thing called Skye. I didn't like it. There's a Canadian pop star named Skye Sweetnam. Not so great. So when I saw there was an artist named Taylor Skye, I was hesitant. But the good news is, I love Taylor Skye. Now I looked him up a little bit, just out of curiosity. Apparently, he's half of a duo called Jockstrap. Never heard of them. This album is called Koda Fine and Sons, which is apparently a reference to some Scottish DJ named Koda 9. Never heard of him. So I'm coming into this album a complete baby. I have no idea what I'm going to hear. And I want to talk to you about what I heard. If I had to compare it to anything, I would compare it to one of my favorite albums of the last 15 years, Comic Opera by Robert Wyatt, which if you haven't listened to it, it's worth listening to. I was turned on to it because Tom York said it was his favorite album of 2007, and that's all the advice I need. But if you don't know what that means, allow me to kind of give a little bit of an explanation of Taylor Skye's style. So, it's like you hear it, and it's really like odd, right? Like it's sort of very strange. Like the instrumentation is quite weird. There'll be sort of like Casio sounding keyboards, and then like recorders or clarinets and like saxophones, and there's a song with like a whole guitar solo played on a synthesizer, and then his singing is quite weird. But the thing about this album is it's oddly personal and really just oddly, I don't know how to describe it, but emotional. You know, usually when someone is like on the sort of forefront of being artsy or kind of like, you know, different and wacky and kooky, they don't have that emotional element. But I found this album highly emotional. I connected to it as much as I've connected to anything since probably Andrew Bird. So let me describe it a little bit. The thing that dominates this is his very interesting voice. So he's got a British accent. I think he's from London or England or something. But the way I would describe it is like a crooner on a warbly, messed up record. Like it's kind of this cracked crooner voice, which is why it reminds me of Robert Wyatt a lot. Like he sings really nice melodies. There's a lot of really nice melodies in this album, but like it just sounds weird. It just sounds a little bit off. But I think that actually helps with a lot of these kind of deeper themes that he's getting to in the album. Again, very well produced, even though it's pretty minimal. Like it seems like maybe he recorded it all on a computer and made all the sounds in a computer. It's not quite clear. He might have some instrumentation, you know, other people playing instruments. But in general, what's happening is like he writes these great melodies. There's usually 3 or 4 parts in each of his songs. They all flow nicely into each other. And the thing that really dominates is just how high in the mix his voice is. So you really tune in to what he's saying. And he's like, you know, he's a young guy, I think. Based on what I read, he's like 20 years old. So, I don't know, you know, I wouldn't expect such wisdom. But I mean, here's some of my favorite lyrics from the album. Life's a disaster, I can't go faster, and love is the answer. I don't know. Okay, you know what? The way I make that sound doesn't sound good. That sounds like a cheesy lyric. But if you listen to that, that's on the first track called Don't Leave Me Hanging. It works quite nicely. Another one, he says, it's too late to make pancakes, which it's Sunday morning. I make pancakes every Sunday morning. I kind of like that. And then in order to carry on, you need to let go. So, you know, that sounds like greeting card sounding lyrics, you know? But because it's in this very odd packaging, this very warbly voice and weird synthesizers and instrumentation, it comes across and it really actually, you allow yourself to feel it. It's like when you watch like a really good movie that has kind of a simple theme that can really reach you, and even if the theme is just like love is the answer or be compassionate, you know, something like that, like if it's in a really good movie, it affects you more than if it's in some, you know, cheesy made-for-TV thing. Okay, so let me do the thing I like to do, where I'll take you through a song. The song is called Take a Walk, and this is where I realized I was going to love the album. And so I'm just going to play you a little bit and let you hear how it sounds. There's the cover of the album. He does kind of that weird thing with his eyes that like Billie Eilish does, but instead of white, it's black. I don't know. So let me take you through the song and tell you why do I like this band so much, or this guy, whoever this is. All right. They really want me to update this, but I'm not going to. So already you had this sort of weird, almost Philip Glass sounding arpeggiated keyboards, and
told me he was ill. I said, what have you done to get better?
so already a song talking to a friend, what have you done to get better, okay? So it's going to be an advice song. And so I love advice songs to friends because you can always place yourself in the position of the friend or in the position of the person giving the advice. It's like a whole genre of music, which I just love, talking to friends and friendship and intimacy. Whew, getting philosophical here in front of my willow tree. It's nice. Okay, let's get back to the song. That's good. Okay.
He said, I've tried a few things, but they don't seem to work. Listen here, listen closely. Take a walk now, take a walk in the country. You can't think yourself out of this one.
So that's what I mean, right? You hear how strong his voice is, how odd it sounds, but the suggestion that he's giving his friend is just to take a walk, and you can't think your way out of this one. And I don't know, but I'm someone who tries to think his way out of every situation. And this kind of inspirational message, like, really speaks to me at its core. No, the dogs can't. No, they can't come out because they'll try to escape. Sorry, it's my dad. He's trying to let. No, don't let them. I'm recording a video. I'll be out in a second. Okay. It's exciting. I told you I got a house full of people. All right, so I better finish up then. The whole album is a lot like this. It's filled with those kinds of oddly inspirational theories, interesting music, nice sort of Casio drum beats mixed in with great melodies. It's excellent. So I'll have to give my 3-word review of Taylor Skye. I guess it'll just be 2. I'm going to call it oddly inspirational. It's great. Have a listen to it. It's a short album. It's like 20 minutes long. And if you liked what you heard there, you like what I described, say you like it. And subscribe to my thing in the comments. What do you think of artists named Skye? Who's your favorite? Skye Sweetnam or Taylor Skye? I don't know. Is his name even Skye? I don't know. Is his name Mr. Jockstrap? I don't know. All right, I better go figure out breakfast for my dad and my brother and my sister-in-law and my girlfriend and my dogs. Okay, bye. There's the camera.